right, everybody, welcome back for another crypto deep dive with Vantage Plus.
Yeah, looking forward to this one.
Me too. Today we're looking at their analysis from March 10, 2025. And, it seems like things are getting kind of
Yeah,
bearish out there in the market a
a
little.
little bit bearish. Yeah, that's the word of the week, bearish.
So what does that really even mean?
Yeah, bearish basically just means that the market is trending downwards, and there's a general expectation that that trend might continue.
Okay.
So yeah, not the most exciting word, but it is what it is.
Not a super fun word. I don't think anybody really loves to hear that things are trending downwards, but I mean, it's important to know, it's important to see it so we can understand it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
So one of the things Advantage Plus is pointing to is U.S. tech stocks kind of losing some of their steam. And they're saying that that's having a ripple effect over in crypto. So why is that? I mean, those two things don't seem super related on the surface.
Yeah, you're right. They don't seem super related, but there actually is a pretty strong correlation between the two. A lot of institutional investors, they kind of see crypto and tech stocks as being part of the same risk portfolio.
Okay.
So when tech takes a hit, it often kind of spills over into crypto as well. And it's really all about investor sentiment.
Mm.
Yeah, how they perceive risk at that particular moment.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, when one starts to go down, they maybe think, oh no, like everything's going down. And then, so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting. So that's one piece of the puzzle here. And then on top of that, we had the big White House crypto summit last week, which, let's be honest, it didn't really set the world on fire.
Yeah, it definitely lacked the fireworks that some people were expecting.
Yeah.
The mention of potential stablecoin legislation is interesting, but without any concrete details, left a lot of people kind of sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah. Just kind of like waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And, the market thrives uncertainty, and right now there's a lot of uncertainty in the regulatory landscape.
Right. So nobody wants to really make any big moves until they kind of know what the rules of the game are going to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So no huge price surges after that big announcement. Nothing crazy like that.
Not yet, no.
So let's get into the nitty gritty here. Let's actually talk about how some of these big coins are actually doing. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, what's the story there?
Yeah, so Bitcoin right now is sitting at around $86,178. But the technical analysis is suggesting that it could potentially dip down to the $71,000 or even $60,000 range.
Wow. Okay. So that's a pretty big drop. So for somebody like me who's maybe not glued to the charts every single day,
Yeah.
what should I be paying attention to? Like, what are the things that I should be watching out for?
Yeah, so definitely keep an eye on those key support levels. Think of them as kind of like floors that are holding up the price. So if Bitcoin breaks below that $71,000 mark, that could trigger further selling, and things could get pretty interesting.
Okay, so that's kind of like the line in the sand right now is that $71,000 mark for Bitcoin?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, interesting. And then how about Ethereum?
Yeah, Ethereum is facing a similar situation. It's currently sitting at $2,174. But if it falls below that $2,250 mark, it could keep dropping. And the analysts over at Vantage Plus, they believe that we won't really see positive sentiment return until it climbs back above $2,900.
Wow. Okay, so that's a pretty big gap there.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so we got Bitcoin looking a little bit shaky. We got Ethereum looking a little bit shaky. What about XRP and Solana? Are they feeling the heat too?
They are definitely feeling the heat. XRP is down to $2.3483. And if it dips below $2.23, we could see a much sharper fall. Vantage Plus calls this the vacuum effect, which basically means there's not a whole lot of support below that level. So a drop could quickly gain momentum.
So it's like kind of once it breaks through that floor, there's nothing really to stop it.
Exactly.
Interesting. And then how about Solana?
Yeah, Solana's pretty similar. It's currently at $138.27, but if it goes below $135, watch out for that same vacuum effect.
Gotcha. Okay. So it sounds like a lot of things are looking kind of rough out there right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most optimistic picture, but, it's important to stay informed and keep an eye on things.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway from all of this, right?
Exactly.
So to summarize, we've got a market downturn. We've got technical analysis suggesting that there could be further dips. And then we've got this crypto summit that kind of left a lot of people with more questions than answers.
Yeah, a lot of people feeling kind of lukewarm about it.
Yeah, and, we've got this vacuum effect, which sounds pretty scary to me.
Yeah, it can definitely lead to some pretty big price swings, so it's something to be aware of.
So what does all this mean for the average person listening to this right now? Is it time to, panic and sell everything? Or is this actually a good time to buy while prices are potentially a little bit lower?
Well, I can't give you financial advice.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
But I will say that there are definitely opportunities in a bear market, but it's important to do your research and understand the risks.
Right. I mean, it's always important to do your own research.
Hmm.
I never take anybody's word for it as gospel,
Exactly. Yeah.
especially not ours.
Especially not ours.
So yeah, I mean, that's a really great point. Like bear markets can be scary, but they also can be a really good time to kind of like, you know, load up on some of those coins that you think are going to do well in the future. But
Yeah, if you believe in the long term.
exactly, if you believe in the long term.
Yeah.
So with all of that being said, is this a time for caution or a buying opportunity for you?
Hmm. That's a good question. I
I
could.
think, and I know you can't give financial advice. I'm not asking for that,
Good.
but just kind of like your general,
Yeah, my gut
your
feeling.
gut feeling.
And I'm still feeling a little bit cautious right now. I'm going to keep an eye on those support levels that we talked about
Yeah.
and, see how things develop over the next few weeks.
Yeah. I think that's a really smart approach. I
Yeah.
mean, I think I'm kind of in the same boat, like it's definitely tempting to buy when things are down,
Yeah.
but also I don't want to, catch a falling knife.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody wants to do that.
And especially with, the White House talking about this stablecoin legislation, like that could really shake things up even further.
It could. Yeah. It's definitely a wild card right now.
Yeah. So there's a lot to think about and a lot to consider, but hopefully this deep dive has kind of given you some of the information that you need to make those decisions for yourself.
Yeah. And hopefully, you can do your own research and come to your own conclusions.
Exactly. And maybe even share those conclusions with us over on social media.
Yeah. We'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah. So until next week, keep those support levels in mind. Think about how all of these kind of global events might be impacting your crypto journey.
And stay informed.
Stay informed and happy investing, everybody.
Happy investing.